A few weeks ago, I got a call from a frustrated homeowner who had just fired their real estate agent after months on the market without a single showing. Not one. They were exhausted, discouraged, and convinced their home just wasn't going to sell. Fast forward to this week where my team and I listed it, and we're under contract after being on the market only one day. Just the other week, I met with another couple about to sink thousands of dollars into upgrades that wouldn't bring them a dime back at closing. Right now, a lot of folks aren't selling because they want to, they're selling because they have to. And in a market like this, there's no room for costly missteps. In this video, I am breaking down huge but common mistakes sellers are making right now in today's unpredictable market. And these aren't just minor slip ups, these are deal killers that can cost you time, money, and a serious peace of mind. Whether you're thinking of selling now or just planning ahead for the future, avoiding these mistakes now could save you thousands of dollars later. And stay tuned until the end because I am going to tell you exactly how I was able to get that seller under contract in one day who didn't have a single showing the entire time listed with their previous agent. And spoiler alert, I only listed the home $900 less than the other guy. But first, number one on the list, ignoring your current local market. Here's the deal. If you don't know what's happening in your neighborhood right now, you're flying blind. I'm not talking about national headlines or even what your cousin's buddy did 3 counties over last week. I mean hyper local. Because what worked even a few months ago or even just 15 miles up the road might totally flop for you. The market isn't static. It's always shifting week by week, zip code by zip code. And while one side of town might be getting multiple offers, the other side might be sitting with price cuts and tumbleweeds. If you price your home based on outdated comps or assuming your house will just sell itself because someone else's did 6 months ago, you're guessing. And guesswork in this market, it's expensive. This isn't checkers anymore, it's chess. You need strategy. And that starts with understanding these concepts. What's actually selling right now? How long is it taking? What's sitting and why? And the biggest one, who's your competition? It's not always other homes in your neighborhood. Sometimes it's a brand new construction right down the road in your same price range offering incentives and shiny finishes that private sellers can't compete with. You need to know that before you price or prep a single thing. So before you paint a wall or replace a faucet, step back and ask, what does the data say about homes like mine right now, right here? Because selling in today's market isn't about guessing, it's about making informed moves that get results. Once you got a grip on your local market, the next big mistake I see, jumping straight for the for sale sign without a game plan. Listen, your agent shouldn't just be someone who tosses your home online and hopes for the best. They should walk your home with you, literally walk it with you, room by room, closet by closet, backyard included, and they should be saying things like this. Well, this over here matters to today's buyer. This, don't bother, it won't move the needle. This needs fixing before we go live. Because what feels like a charming little quirk to you might scream repair bill to buyers. And on the flip side, you might be stressing about upgrades that won't actually impact the sale of your home. This is where expert guidance makes or breaks your momentum. And remember what I always say, interview at least 3 agents before you hire one. I don't care how slick their marketing is or how confident they sound on the phone. If they're not willing to come out, walk the home with you, and have some real talk about what needs to be done before you list, then they're not the one for you. You want someone who's going to give you a strategy, not just a price. Someone who will help you get your home ready to compete, not just sit there. Because in this market, you don't get a second chance to make a first impression. And rushing to list without addressing obvious issues, that's how homes get overlooked, lowballed, or even worse, expire. So take the time, invite the right guidance, and set yourself up to win before your home ever goes live. Coming up, let's talk about how to avoid going overboard before you list. But real quick, do yourself a favor and download your free Seller Playbook. It's packed with real world tips to help you prep smart, sell fast, and skip the stress and the money traps. Head to gahomehub.com or hit the link in the description. It's totally free, super helpful, and built for sellers who want to do this right from day one. Okay, now for mistake number 3, over improving before listing. If you're thinking about making repairs awesome, that means you're already ahead of the game. But now we've got to talk about the other side of the coin, doing too much. Because here's the truth, not every upgrade adds value. Just because something looks nice on Instagram doesn't mean buyers will pay more for it in real life. Let me tell you a quick story. A while back, I met with homeowners who were gearing up to sell. They had just dropped $20,000 on quartz countertops, new cabinets, and high end fixtures in the kitchen. The space looked great, but there was a catch. Their neighborhood, it wasn't attracting buyers looking for luxury. It was attracting first time home buyers looking for good bones and a fair price. And the buyers that walked in, they said, "This is nice, but we'd still tear it down and do our own way." Oof, that all that money gone. No return, no higher offers, just frustration. And listen, this happens all the time. Sellers get excited, they want to make the house perfect, but there's no such thing as a perfect home, only a right priced home. So here's how to do it right. Start by focusing on what actually matters to buyers in your market right now. Functional fixes like leaky faucets, squeaky doors, broken fixtures? Yes, always yes. Fresh paint and neutral colors? That can be a big win. Cleaning and decluttering? Always worth it. Swapping out a perfectly good bathroom vanity because it's not trendy? Probably not worth it. Think return on investment, not emotion. Ask yourself, if I spend this money, will it change what buyers offer or just how they complement the house? That is a critical difference in today's market. And this is exactly why that pre listing walkthrough with your agent from mistake number 2 matters so much. They should be able to tell you where to spend, where to save, and what today's buyers actually care about. Because going overboard can cost you thousands, and worse, delay your sale. But with the right guidance, you can do just enough to stand out without throwing money out the window. All right, we're getting close to go time. Your home's ready, you're excited, your agent is really excited. Now comes the moment that makes or breaks the entire thing, pricing. And I'm going to be blunt. You get one shot at a strong debut. That first 48 to 72 hours, that's when your listing is the freshest and when it gets the most attention. You only get to be new on the market one time. And if buyers smell desperation later because your price is off from the start, it's game over. Let me give you a real world example. Not long ago, I had a seller tell me they wanted to price their home at $499,900 because it sounded better than $500,000. And yeah, I get the logic. I took marketing in college and they showed the power of something being 99 cents versus a dollar. But here's the problem. Buyers don't search like that for homes. Online buyers use price filters, and someone looking from 500 to 550, they'll never see your home at 499.9. You're basically invisible to an entire group of qualified buyers who could be perfect for your home. Gimmick pricing like that, it's old school before online home searches, and unfortunately, old school agents still believe in it. But this isn't a yard sale, it's a major financial move. The goal isn't to look like a deal, it's to reach the right buyers and create momentum. Because when you price it right from the start, you create what we call a demand wave. You get multiple buyers interested, possibly even competing, which can drive up the price or at least keep it firm. But you get cute with pricing like $499,900 or even price high by $10K just to test the waters, and then suddenly you're weeks in with no offers, no showings, and worst of all, no leverage. Now buyers are wondering what's wrong with it, and you're left doing price drops and chasing the market going down. So how do you get it right? Start by understanding what homes like yours are actually selling for, not just listed for. Work with an agent who knows how to position your home inside those buyer search ranges. And be realistic about pricing. It's a strategy, not a hope. Price it smart from day one, and the market will reward you. Miss the mark, and you'll end up doing damage control instead of celebrating your closing. Now, before we move on to mistake number 5, remember to stay tuned until the end afterwards. That way, I can tell you exactly what we did to get the home that was just sitting there under contract in one day whenever we switched to me. But first, let's talk about mistake number 5, bad listing photos or DIY photography from the listing agent. Let's be honest, you've seen them. The blurry bathroom selfies, the dark, grainy living rooms where you can't tell if it's a sofa or a Sasquatch. And don't even get me started on sideways phone photos. Agents should be better than that. Come on. Bad listing photos make good homes invisible. In a world where buyers are swiping through listings like it's Tinder, you've got 1 second to catch their eye or lose them. Your home deserves better than iPhone lighting and weird angles. This is your biggest asset, not a Facebook marketplace post. So here's what to do. Don't take your agent's word for it. Ask to see their past listings. Look at the photos. If they don't have a portfolio or what they do show you looks like it belongs in a true crime documentary, run. Because here's what good photography actually does. It highlights the best features. It creates emotion and connection. It gets buyers off their couch and into your property. And you know what happens when all that lines up? You get showings, which turn to offers, and you get results. Just like my recent client. She called me after firing her previous agent. They were on the market over 100 days, and they had zero showings. And the only time she ever spoke to that agent after signing the listing agreement was when she called the agent. The agent never called her. We relisted at $269, just $900 less than they listed before. And I honestly didn't love the price. I would have preferred $270, but in this market, even a small $100 bump like that could have killed our momentum. So instead, I focused on doing it right. I personally met the photographer on site. I got hands-on with the landscaping, even cutting the grass myself, and let me tell you, that reminded me why I do not have 1.5 acres for a yard. From day one, I stayed in constant communication. I was present on the property, in the details, and always available. That house, it sat right next to a gas station. And guess who bought it? The owner of that gas station. I saw him peek over a couple of times and he finally walked over. And because I was there, ready to answer questions and represent the home well, we went under contract in one day. That's what happens when you care, when you show up, and when you don't make the mistakes I just walked you through. Remember, go to gahomehub.com or the link in the description to download your free seller playbook. I'm Ben Dings, and I'll see you next time.